What's up, guys? Erroneous here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I love about Raid Shadow Legends. This is the 5-year anniversary for Raid Shadow Legends, so I want to go over 5 things that I love about playing the game of Raid. So if you guys don't know me, stay tuned. I do make a lot of videos on Raid Shadow Legends. I've been playing for well over 4 years as a free-to-play, 100% free-to-play player. It's been amazing. I love the grind of this type of game. It's a role-playing game. It's a strategy-based game, and it has so much content. It just has an incredible amount of content. So the first thing I really love about Raid is just the fact that it has such a great design in general. And this would be known as, like, consider the Bastion, which is what you're seeing is the 5 years of Raid. This is what they did. They changed it up, made it look a little bit different. And then, of course, in the Tavern, you can go into different areas here and see different things. They just have so much hyper-realistic gameplay and champions. So the champions look so realistic, so good. They're very well rendered. They just look amazing, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. And some people may have certain likes and dislikes of different champions. And there's some champions that you choose based on how they look, because they look so cool. You want to build them, right? Not necessarily because they're the best champion in the game, but because they just look so cool. It's a champion collector game, strategy-based game, and I love that about this game, right? And there's so many different strategies that you can do because this game boasts tons of different strategies you can do based off of the gear that you collect over time, based off of the different challenges that you have throughout the game from a PvE or a PvP perspective. There's just so much you can do. It's literally a never-ending game structure. So if you're the type of person that just likes to stick to one game and not jump around game to game to game, then this would be an amazing game for you. I love this type of strategy type game. The second thing I really love about the game of Raid is that over time they do continue to put in improvements based on what the players and the people have asked for. So it's not everything, but it is very generous. So over time they've done implementations on Tavern Improvements. They've done champion spotlight improvements where they redo champion kits to fit with the current meta or with what is going on in the game currently. And because they're outdated champions, for example, because 5 years ago, some champions just aren't as strong as they were in this day and age. So yeah, so that's a great thing that Plarium and definitely brings to the game of Raid. Those Tavern Improvements are amazing, and they continue to improve. So one example of a Tavern Improvement would be like right here, this little filter where you can choose between basic parameters, like you only want to see your 6-star champions, or you only want to see 3-star champions. It brings you to just 3-star champions. You can choose champions based on their factions. Say I just want to see my Banner Lords. Awesome, here they are based on my Tavern. Say I want to choose, I'm looking for specific auras. I want a speed aura on my champions. Okay, now I can go through my champions and choose what type of speed there is. I want a champion based off of increased attack that they can place it on my whole team, so on and so forth. That's really helpful. Since you're filtering through so many champions, you could just sit here scrolling and trying to search. We used to have to do that. But with this improvement, it makes it so much easier to search for things and makes things a lot easier. Other things like little things where you can lock champions, all these different things where you can, if you accidentally feed a champion, they've made it so specific champions that are for fusions, you can't feed them if you lock them. So that's really cool as well. And so that's another thing that I do love about the game of Raid is the improvements to the Tavern, as well as increasing the slots, the champion slots you can add in the Tavern, and accessory and artifact slots as well. Another cool thing about the game of Raid that I love is that there's meta champions that drop. And when I say meta, they're just way stronger than usual. And they drop through like fusions, they drop through free login events, things like that. So for example, we do have a meta champion that's a fusion right now during the 5th anniversary, which is Armand's the Magnificent. And he's great if any free-to-play player can get him. This guy is going to be one of the best champions you'll ever find in this game of Raid, hands down. Sheeping the opponent, decreasing the turn meter, stunning them, stealing turn meter, taking so many turns, because sometimes players have struggles with speed champions and the speed meta, which is current. So this guy comes in and says, I'm going to stop all that. I'm going to stop you in your tracks. You're a sheep. You're stunned. I'm taking your turn meter. So maybe other players can get a shot at winning. So this is more like a very good fusion for those who are just starting out, who are earlier mid-game. He's an amazing champion all around. He is a meta champion. I love that they bring out new meta champions to try to counter current meta so that the metas don't stick around forever. Because if they're in the game for too long, the game starts to become boring. So as they're aging, they are adding new champions into the game that will make the game better and also improving previous champions to help fit into the current perspective of the game. Another thing I do really love about Raid as well is going to be just the fact that they keep adding these new champions into the game. So that's huge, especially when you're trying to complete things like PvE, player versus the environment. They have such a vast amount of things going on here in this game for player versus environment, and they keep on adding more dungeons and more ways to raid. So adding new champions helps you, gives you the upper hand, and something to look forward to as well, to level up new champions, to strategize in different ways, create new team synergies for PvE in general. That's actually huge, and people typically pick up a game because they want to play it for one reason or the other, either because they want to just do PvE or maybe they just focus on PvP. So PvE is what I mainly focus on, but I do love the PvP access that you can get as well. But PvP is starting to become more of a focus as I get into the later game. But PvE is where I fell in love with this game. Now, the last thing that I think that I love about this game the most is the addition of Doom Tower. So Doom Tower is actually the greatest addition I think they've ever created in the game of Raid. It is absolutely insane how amazing Doom Tower is. The reward structure, the secret rooms, which if you beat the secret rooms, you can get better champions over time from beating secret room. So for example, if I go to fragment summons, you actually get champions like Vassal of the Seal, who are very strong champions from beating secret rooms as a free-to-play player, or if you were a low-spend player, you can get those champions. But it's mainly because it's for PvE players. This is a free aspect of the game that is for everybody. And they continue to add free aspects, like they just recently added Cursed City, but Doom Tower is my absolute favorite ever. Now, this will be cool eventually to get Carnage because he's going to be insane. Over time, you can get him. But again, Doom Tower was my absolute favorite thing they've ever added to the game of Raid, with the best Doom Tower boss rotation being here today, which is the Dark Fae for collecting lethal gear. Absolutely amazing. It's just the fact that you can grind your way through, and it's so tough because every boss synergizes differently than others. And that means you need to bring in different champions to be able to beat these bosses respectively. So you're not always using the same champions in every fight. As you can see, those champions are different. You see these ones, these champions are different. So you need to utilize your teams wisely in order to beat every stage. Sometimes you can't beat every single floor with the same champions. So over time, you might need to switch up your teams. But over time, like the higher stages get tougher, you need to bring in different champions to complete these stages. So yeah, I just absolutely love it. I love the grind of the game. I love being able to push myself to the limits. And basically, it's more so trying to prove any naysayers wrong. Like, you can't play this game without paying money. You absolutely can play this game without paying a cent into this game. And you can make top 5,000 in live arena. Right? For example, I am currently ranked 5,600. There's other players who are free to play that are even higher ranked than me. And you can definitely become one of the top players in the game, fully free to play in this game, especially since all you see in a lot of mobile games nowadays is microtransactions. But this is something that you can play and have fun and not worry about spending a dime and just enjoy everything that you get for free to begin with. And honestly, I do have another reason why I love the game of Raid and why I love to continue playing Raid, and that is because of the community. The community is so amazing and supportive. There's so many different Discords out there where everybody, especially clan members, love to just hang around, talk, not just the game of Raid, but other things as well. Talk politics, talk things in the community, talk things in their own life, talk dogs, cats, your kids, everything. Like, people just love communicating with each other and having a good time with each other. and the community is just so amazing. They offer support to each other. You know, I've even had people send gifts to me. I've sent things to people, the giveaways that go on. You know, it's just really fun to kind of create a mini community, not only just as a CC for the channel, but just in general. There's people that don't even subscribe to my channel or don't really follow me that may just be in my Discord that are friends or family or other things, you know, and just it's so much fun. It's more than just raid. It's just creating a community of people who are either like-minded or interested in raid or come together for whatever reason, you know, because they just like the charisma of the person talking, or because they, you know, they found an interest in something that someone said. Just in general, it's nice to have a huge community that supports each other and builds on each other and continues to grow. And I hope that raid continues to grow itself in terms of PvE, in terms of communication with each other, with team members, and maybe even offers like different emojis and stuff that go on in the game of raid going forward to like thumb things up and stuff like that, or to share, showcase different little mini videos in game. It would just be so cool, like little mini clips, for example, like in Hydra or something in the future as the game continues to develop. So yeah, I just really love the community in the game of raid. All right, so those are the 5 things that I love about the game of raid. If you stuck around this far, just want to let you know there is a giveaway for this video. So how can you get your hands on some juicy rewards from this video? So there will be 5 lucky subscribers of this, and that will be getting a legendary skill tome, a rank 5 chicken, a XP boost for 3 days, 400 energy, 4 sets of 50 multi-battles. So there's going to again be 5 winners. All you need to do is post a comment down below. You need to put your code and just put one thing that you love about the game of raid. Okay, you don't need to put 5 things like I said throughout the video, but just put one thing that you love about the game of raid. Is it the Doom Tower? Is it Cursed City? Is it the free-to-play aspect? Is it the fact that you can get new mythical champions? What is it that you love about the game of raid? I'm very interested to know. And then later on, I think at the end of this month, I will do a giveaway, and 5 of you lucky winners will get those items that I described. Again, a legendary skill tome, a rank 5 chicken, XP boost, 400 energy, and 4 sets of 50 multi-battles. But you do need to be a subscriber to the channel. You need to like this video, post a comment down below with your code from the game of raid, with a comment that goes over just one thing that you love about the game of raid. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a great day, great start to your week. I hope you guys have a good one. Take care.